Welcome to Startup Manch.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम सौरभ है. My startup is called BioQ Eco Solutions Private Limited. Within that, we have launched this flagship product called the Note series. Note, N-O-T-E, stands for No Offense to Earth. So the idea is to make stationery which has no offense to Earth. So when I say no offense, like how do we eliminate all kinds of issues that products are creating on the planet? And that we are doing with the stationery. And what we have here is plastic free ball pens. So when I say plastic free, matlab refill में भी plastic नहीं है. So we are the first and the only ones across the world who have done that. We also got the same technology patented, and yeah, like so we are very close to launching this at mass scale. So we have launched this like about a few months ago at a very small stage just to check कि कैसा लोगों का response है, what are the kind of questions people are having. So now it looks like we're pretty ready to like go big on this.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Delhi.
Tell us something about the founding team and the core team that you have.
Sure. So BioQ has been there for more than 3 years now, and we've been doing sustainable stationery in various forms. So, but mostly this has been in corporate gifting. So there's a 36-member team who's doing sustainable corporate gifting. So you might have heard about these plantable pencils, pens, seed paper. So all those, that's what we do. So that has been pretty successful, but we also realize the scale is not possible. So we are stuck at certain number, we are pretty much saturated or growing at a very small rate, like 5, 6, 7 CR. That's where I see the company currently, and maybe 10, 20, 30% growth at max. That is what we can anticipate. Why? Because it's a novelty. People are buying sustainable stationery or gifting products because they are novelty and there is no entry barrier as such. So we realize like within those products, people are buying them for novelty, not because they are sustainable or because they are functionally correct. So we thought like, why not make a pen which is the most sustainable possible pen and make it work well, right? It has to write well, it has to fit well in your hands. You have to buy it for the pen, not because it's sustainable, not because there's a story behind it. So we started working on that. Like it's been more than 3 years since I got this idea, but patent was applied about 2.5 years ago. We got that a few months back, and which gave a lot of boost. Now we have like minutes. The entry barrier for anyone else is pretty big now, and also we have figured a lot of things. So we have played with a lot of material. So we have played with recycled paper, wood, bamboo. We realized bamboo is going to be a game changer because it's abundant, it's most sustainable material, and it's really cheap. So if you are able to make ball pens out of bamboo instead of plastic or anything else, it can actually be it's a big savior. Like I'll go a little back and tell about the problem, why we are working all ball pens. So the number is 50 billion. So that's the number of plastic disposable writing instruments, which ball pen is a major number in that. That's what we throw away every year, and it stays there forever. The first ball pen made 80 years ago is still somewhere on the planet. या तो साबुत या फिर उसके टुकड़े हो गए, but still there. It won't decompose. It will never decompose. And also the ball pen, the current ball pen, it's mostly composed of like 4, 5, 6 different parts. You cannot dismantle it and recycle it different. It's impossible. Then the whole idea of the use of plastic in ball pen, it's actually unnecessary. You don't write with plastic. Pen se likhte jisme ink and the tip, that is what you write with. Everything else is just packaging. Plastic usme sirf, it's just keeping the ink and the tip together. Koi role nahi uska. Yet we have been only using plastic. 80 years, no change. So we eliminated all of that plastic and replaced that with sustainable material, i.e. Paper, bamboo.
So what is the background? So you are the sole founder of the company, and what is the background?
Background is pretty interesting. So 1965, my grandfather started with fountain pen ka nib manufacturing. Dad got into it in 1980s. He was doing ball pen tips and refills. In 2000, he started ball pens like the body, like the proper ball pen, affordable range like 1.5, 2 rupee, that sort of pens. But it was on the verge of like shutting down. So we so I also have an elder brother, so we decided like not to be a part of this. But then like somehow it survived. I joined the family. So prior to joining this, I been in sustainability space for like over 15 years now.
Okay.
I worked on solar off-grid across South Asia, and came back, joined the family business, realized like I can't be part of the plastic pen problem. So I started a different company which was only focusing on sustainable stationery. That of course helped a lot in the technology part, like the making of the refills. He has been great with that. So yeah, so that's the background. Yeah. And about the company, so like, yeah, we are there are two co-founders, although I am the only one who's working full time on this.
And what is your current revenue?
So at BioQ, we are doing, so last year we closed at 6.3 CR. This year we're anticipating 7 to 7.5, wherein Note will be a very small contributor. But what we forecast, like in the next 3 years, we should be touching 25-30 CR just with Note. BioQ, I know, is going to saturate or stay within like 5 to 10, 15 CR at max. But this has a potential to like really be big.
And pens
So
are
ball
the
pens
only...
is our primary focus, wherein we are also experimenting with other writing instruments, pencil of course, but gel pens, highlighters, markers. So all those are becoming our strength. We are able to eliminate plastic from all of those, but we realize like if we spend too much time on R&D for those products and not like get this into the market, it's going to be really challenging. So they're like, let's just focus on this for now. Next 2-3 years, at least get this really strong. And because the market for this is like tremendous, like it's insanely huge.
What's the price point?
The ball pens, like the retail cost, currently it's like 10. Like the 3 rupee, 5 rupee is like almost gone. So 10 rupee and going up till like anything. So what we are aiming for is 10 rupee, 25 rupee, 50 and 100. Although we also have certain artisan range, which will be like 1000 rupee. But the focus will be on the 25 rupee category. So what we have done differently here compared to every other pen is we have a refill which becomes like a cap. So currently it's a cap, it's a refill, right? Like it's a writing mode. You take it out, flip it back, becomes a cap. So that simplifies everything. And people might be concerned looking at it like iska length chota to kam likhega. But the diameter, the internal diameter is actually allowing it to write almost 20-30% extra compared to a full size, a typical size pen.
So since we have changed the method how we are using the refills, so is it also changing the writing experience? Is it same, better, or we have to compromise on the writing experience?
It's very variable. So having like tried all these eco-friendly pens, selling those for the last 5 years, तो इसमें ये समझ में आया कि अभी तक ना लोग खरीद रहे थे नॉवेल्टी के लिए, तो उनको कुछ भी दो तो वे वो चला लेंगे. बट इफ यू वांट टू बाय फॉर योरसेल्फ, यू बेसिकली होता क्या, लाइक इवन फॉर यू, अभी आपके पास सामने रखा हुआ है तो आप किसी भी पेन से लिख लोगे, बट आपको लाइक बैठ के लिखना है. यू विल चूज अ पेन विच सूट्स यू, एंड योर पेन विल बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम योर्स, विच विल बी डिफरेंट फॉर योर्स.
एग्जैक्टली.
क्यों? क्योंकि उसका राइटिंग का फ्लो, उसका ergonomic, weight, all these factors, वो सब, it's very personal, right? And that is why we will also require a range. अभी तक हम लोग सिर्फ एक गत्ते का पेन देते थे और अज्यूम करते थे सबको ही ले लेगा वो. बट that's not the case. स्कूल में जाएंगे, एक टिपिकल क्लासरूम में जहाँ पे 30 बच्चे हैं, वहाँ पे अलग अलग 6 से 7 पेन इस्तेमाल हो रहे हैं. People start like उनका वो सेटिंग हो जाता है. This is the pen I want. जैसे रेनॉल्ड्स का वो 405, like that stayed for years for so many people. तो वो like that it's like एक फिट बैठ जाता है. सो करंटली इको फ्रेंडली इंडस्ट्री में पेन की बात करें तो 6-7 पेन है, ऑलमोस्ट सबका डिजाइन सेम है, बट दैट इज नॉट इनफ टू केटर टू द डिफरेंट होल्डिंग ergonomic style of all the users. So we are working towards that. कहीं मोटा, पतला, भारी, ग्रिप में क्या चाहिए, all those things we are trying to figure out.
तो वो तो बाहर से हो गया, but the ink flow.
Oh, ink flow will same.
Okay.
It could be, one could argue that it should be slightly better because हमारा internal diameter ज़्यादा है, which allows for a better gravity. तो थोड़ा बेहतर होना चाहिए, but as such अभी study नहीं हुआ है उस तरीके का. Yeah.
Can we try?
Sure.
Yes.
I was like...
I'll give just...
क्या चाहिए आपको? What do you want?
So money is one part, but like not immediately, because I need to be very sure what are the exact machinery that we'll need. So that's one part. Second is distribution for me is not a not been a strength, but as I told you earlier, all the major industry players they have already ready to partner. कि क्या कर सकते, like you come with us, you join hands, distribution इस्तेमाल करना है, production इस्तेमाल करना है, like we are there. So, but like also like these
But
these are also
distribution क्यों आपका strength नहीं है? Because your family
Yeah.
business is this,
so
right?
that was OEM just for one client.
Okay.
Okay.
So and I was doing corporate gifting, तो ऐसा retail distribution नहीं समझ में आता. So like, but all these industries, they have made like over the last 30-40 decades great distribution, like एक लाख stationery stores में उनका सामान रोज जाता है. So to be able to piggyback on that, so that will be a great scenario, right? Like when we partner with them or like whatever kind of arrangement happens. And I am always scared उसमें कि like might make a wrong call and a decision that may change things forever, good or bad. So that's one part, like where people are able to guide me, like help me structure those things well. That's one. Second is like automation, like help in developing the automation system for this. Currently कुछ भी exist नहीं करता. Nobody has made pens from these things. तो all the ball pen का जो 11 में से है, 2-3 part ही है जो हम लोग के same है बाकियों से. Everything else is different. तो इसका figure out करना है, because alone it will take me a lot more time, and with expertise in like industrial automation, this can actually be faster and maybe cheaper. So that's the part. And third is of course like mass scale manufacturing will require certain capital.
So the plan is to build a brand of your own, or you are open to white label it?
No, we'll be building a brand,
Okay.
and it's fine if it's under another big company, but this has to be its own brand. Like I don't want to white label or provide this to another company जो अपने white label नहीं करने का, because the true essence of the brand will dilute.
Correct.
तो वो करने का नहीं. But if this becomes part of another company जो plastic pen भी करती है, but has a distribution, वो मेरे को मंजूर है. But this in itself, like every time somebody sees note, they have to be confident that it's a certificate कि इसमें कुछ गलत नहीं होगा. No heavy chemicals, no plastic, nothing. Like it's safe.
So I think I was really hoping that in terms of, see, ultimately what you have developed can have a huge impact, right? Like you said that, you know, there is a meaning that we don't want to do any harm to earth. Now, if you want to actually scale the impact, you can definitely build your brand. But when you lend the technology of license the technology, not give it away, but license the technology to other big players, obviously it will increase the impact of the work that you have already put in. And in process, you will also earn money, right? So I think it's something that you should think about. Keep an open mind. I know you are ready to do it, but under your brand name. Now, someone like a bigger brand name may negotiate hard on that. But I think this is something to keep in mind that, you know, ultimately, if you are earning, it's something, it may become a win-win proposition.
Of course.
Something to keep an open mind for, to kind of have a bigger impact. I'm not saying compromise on your own business or on your own profitability, but I think you
It
can
totally makes sense.
really
It totally makes sense. Yeah.
increase the impact that you can have, right?
You want to have a look?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Welcome.
Yeah, so these were the basic ones जो अभी आपको मैंने दिया. So इसमें we have drilled and then inserted paper refill. Okay. अगर ये नहीं करते, so the other was जो easier way है is to drill inside the bamboo or directly ink down.
Good work, interesting work. थोड़ा ज़्यादा because biodegradability के ऊपर, biodegradable plastic के ऊपर ज़बरदस्त काम चल रहा है. Pulp, starches, maize starches, seaweed से extraction से लेके huge array of things which will solve the problem much quicker without any change of the equipment of the manufacturers. And yes, there is going to be a price advantage when you reach scale.
Correct.
But then for them to be able to get a quick fix, that is going to be much faster. So interesting, and they are also not able to get traction. With your background of having 3 generations old business, if you can have one more product line with this and that, both coming together would be very interesting. Okay, that's and best wishes. You're doing something which is very interesting.
Yeah, really interesting product. Would want to see more people using it. Good work.
Thanks.